this thing has been answered? A long answer. We have 12 minutes. Go.
The only thing I'd say is I don't think I'm optimistic about the performativity of the border. In fact, the scene with the Franco-Swiss border is not optimistic at all. And what makes it so devastating in a way is the absolute banality and smallness of the gestures, the no fuss, basically it's a little film about a dog.
And very class gender determined. I mean, I know that the whole compartment knew I was jumping the frontier between the old Yugoslavia and Italy. And because when the police came, I said, sorry, I didn't get a visa, because of course I even had to get a visa to pass by train. And then as soon as they went off, I jumped out. Suppose I had been a working class male Arab. You think the people would just have taken that so easily? It's even in the film, it's very class gender determined. So it seems to me that we should take into account.
Absolutely.
You don't even have to perform your class gender. It is taken to be working for.
So that would be one reason to be pessimistic, and then the second thing would be that, and this is something every single day that you open newspapers or the internet and you're confronting, is how many more forms of the society of control can they come up with? You know, I mean, it's not, I don't stay up late worrying about whether my email's being hacked, but it's to do with this problem of the burgeoning technologies, and then the way it becomes insinuated in, you know, your example in France. I remember having, the first time I went there, having my contrôle, and as an American it had never happened to me, and it was a shocking experience. Now, of course, Europeans, people all over the world have many shocking experiences, and the frisking and things that go on here in New York are a big subject of discussion. This isn't unique, but there is something about the randomness, the contingency, and now with technological extensions of surveillance and securitization, and the use of that very concept, not just as a metaphor, but actually as an actually very valid description of the transactions of everyday life. It seems to me that performance it's so naturalized that it's and insidiously part of almost every discussion about, and so in a way, this again gets me into this problem of immediately, because of the way things are right now with the extension of aesthetic sovereignty in technology, it gets me into the problem of am I using this term as a kind of, in a non-specific way for a kind of border tension or violence that is potentially experienced at every turn, but not even registered necessarily as violence? Or am I metaphorizing it again in that extension? And that I think is a problem we have to really work out. It just comes back to this problem of it's easier to make the critique of border crossing, but the phenomena of checkpointization as a mode of existence, that is something we're only beginning to really fully grasp. But I'd like to keep it very focused on these more precise questions of language. At least in some way, this keeps it from just becoming an all-over way of talking about all forms of violent political control.